and it was published in Nature magazine. When was that published? About 15, right after Hurricane Katrina, whatever year that was. Okay. You had big summer plans to revive the mathematics career that might have been but wasn't. But there were your children, their eyes trained upon you. Here we are, entertain us. You shoot endless camcorder footage of your son catching frogs, your daughter taking off her shoes while you say in the background, "Don't you dare take off those shoes." At the end of the summer, your vacation with your mother-in-law, age 93, rather, you vacation with your mother-in-law at age 93. She watches TV while you and your husband go to the beach. You return to the cottage, which by the way is your cottage, Sarah. Return to the cottage wanting to talk about children and their sandcastles and the rising tide. Instead, your mother-in-law wants to talk about the impending disaster. Unfortunately, your mother-in-law knows her hurricanes, and so you return home. You read the weather on the web in disbelief. Surely this is like the comet Kahutek, a real event that the real event will be the advance coverage. Nothing can line up to that, and of course it doesn't. You dream, you dream that your great-grandmother's bones are floating out to sea. You aren't relieved, as you were in denial in the first place, but you begin to comprehend, and so you see it when it begins to happen. You have watched your children with their sandcastles, and you can't get that image out of your mind. Water gradually overwhelming the defenses, castles collapse, surrender to the ocean, a levee breaks. You strive for understanding, find what you think are before and after pictures on disparate websites. You bring them together and tell your friends. You were wrong initially, but your attempts to attract a swarm of helpful techies. Cameramen and copters snap photos that appear on the web, seemingly of, quote, the break. Satellite images are at your fingertips. You compare, contrast, argue. You and your newfound friends, most of whom you've never met and whom you only know by handle, realize with growing horror that the situation is worse, much worse than anyone has yet described. Not one break, but 3 or 4. Thousands of people are going to die, but you don't dare say that, what you understand. Or how could a housewife with a fancy computer setup understand it before those who should be saving those people? You begin to get specific addresses in the mail. No one is helping. Maybe you can. Hello, I was trying to find the condition of my house, my address, what is, just a second. 2 dogs were left there. You answer that, and another, and another. You can't run the software your newfound techie friends are using, but they send you JPEGs, amazing JPEGs. You feel like you are watching the progress in Civil War medicine and fast forward. Amazing innovations in digital cartography are happening overnight. There for you when you wake up in the morning. And what you see then is beautiful and terrifying. You can't play 2. All you can do is publish the images and make suggestions and answer and answer and answer. Someone else asks you how you can help her relatives escape. You try your best. A reporter impressed with the pictures gets in touch and you are interviewed. When you arrive at your friend's house for the weekend in a place so remote that cell phones don't work. You check email and discover, oh no, actually that was Boyd Curry's. You check email and discovered that many more requests for help, along with 4 requests for interviews. By the end of the weekend, you are world famous. The world is looking for good news, and for a few days, you are it, a bright spot in the bleakness. Meanwhile, the scenario you understood unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. You really did understand things long before those who were supposed to be keeping watch. It seems impossible, but you did. Many more people are dying, and you know it, and you are doing what you can, but it is not enough, cannot be enough. Because you are a smart housewife with a computer, and all you can do is write. And you write and you write because people want to know if their homes are underwater or if their dogs or relatives or friends are dead. And they know you can help because it said so in the New York Times. You have left politics out of it because you want to help anyone available, no matter what their beliefs. But at a certain point, it is no longer possible. When you begin to understand, what you begin to understand is that when you wrote that the dogs probably didn't drown because there was only 18 inches of water max, at that address, you were terribly naive. Dogs will be shot, the house razed. But you don't say so because having exchanged emails with so many, you think you know how they feel. The tide begins to turn. The collective you is winning. The press won't be silenced after all. The remaining residents can stay. The tabula rasa scenario begins to recede, and you write and you write. You have learned to respond, learned a kind of one-on-one compassion and respect that, that might otherwise have passed you by. But you cannot get back to your own world. You are living in the dystopia in which all hell breaks loose. And now you know, and you watch your children start school, and you know where they live.